What can I say? Wow. The best Five Nights at Freddy's game, and it's fan-made? When I played the glitch attraction, I wasn't sure what to expect from this free-to-play game, and wow, was I pleasantly surprised. You play as a teenager, lured to the Fazbear Attraction, a FNAF-inspired escape room, where you get to relive the alleged horrifying accidents that had taken place at the Fazbear Entertainment chains. And it doesn't sound dangerous at all, no, it sounds like fun. The game uses elements from all the main FNAF games, and creates 6 fun, non-rage-inducing puzzle levels that you will have to make your way through. Now, it's not just another Five Nights at Freddy's game where you sit behind a desk and you get jump scared until you're blue in the face. No, you're actually exploring these rooms, looking for clues to solve, trying to avoid killer animatronics. And as you progress through these rooms, each one gets harder and harder, the puzzles get more difficult, and your sanity slowly chips away, room after room, putting you into another level of hell until by the end of it you've lost your goddamn mind. This game also includes nostalgia overload. Bonnie is still a bitch. Check us back with that thick dumpy. Jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, puzzles for all. Never trust a friend named Kyle. It's only $14.99, making money off the tragedies of others. Now that's the American way. Now let's take a deeper dive into this game and see why the glitch attraction is probably the best Five Nights at Freddy's game ever. We play as a teenager or a young adult, and we get a text message from our friend, I think our friend named Kyle. Side note, I've had bad experiences with people named Kyle, so I'm already a little bit suspicious. Kyle is sounding ecstatic about this new Fazbear Attraction that we need to go and check out, to drop everything that we're doing right now and just go. I mean, it's not like I had a night planned anyways with microwave dinners and maybe playing with my cats. I guess I could check it out. Entering in, we are greeted by these robots explaining what this place is about.
Here, you will experience all the creepy stories made by lunatic haters of Fazbear Entertainment since 1987,
Why am I walking
where the
so
robots
weird?
come to life, a murderer roams the place, and accidents happened in the back rooms. Do not link to the 2027 accident.
I could have swore these stories were true. It wouldn't be a big corporation if it didn't sweep the tragedies underneath the rug, then profit off them, right? But hey, for $14.99, goddamn, is that a steal in this economy? We enter into the starting area and wow. The OG animatronics are dancing, welcoming us into the escape room. The music is very uplifting and gets you right into the mood. Is there a child in there? You guys see any dead children? Good old Foxy gives us an item that we're gonna need to use to get through these rooms. Ah! Just a small jump scare to start off the game, just to get the blood flowing. Ah! And a vent opens up and leads us into room 1. This room is a recreation of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, my favorite one. Coupled with the creepy music and some nightmare animatronics, it's really bringing back some nostalgia a little bit. Oh my god, that's terrifying. These animatronics we must be wary of. We also have some game mechanics that we're going to have to manage. Now, it wouldn't be Five Nights at Freddy's without some game management, right? Which every room has. While trying to survive, you'll also have to try and solve puzzles that are scattered around the room. It's all a lot to take in at first. Not sure what we're actually supposed to do, so what we do is we just dive in. Trial by fire. Exploring the room, we find that we can close the curtains, which you must do in case Nightmare Freddy gets too close. And a suit you need to put on once Nightmare Marionette kind of slithers its way out of its little burrow in the wall. What do I do? What do I do? Ah! I think I pooped myself. Needless to say, I couldn't really figure out how to put on the costume at first. But with some slight brain power, we figure it out. Oh, hang on. I have to hold it? Okay, now I know. Nightmare Freddy is out in the bushes watching us, being a little bit of a perv. Every bit of time that passes, he gets a little bit closer. He has to be the freakiest part of this room. A big ass wide smile with sharp razor teeth. He always kind of freaked me out. And if he gets too close, well, you guessed it, he'll get you. We find a chest with 2 locks on it that require 2 keys, and a puzzle on the wall that needs solving. We have solved the wall puzzle, I think, but nothing happened. Something might be missing here. This is where the game can get pretty intense. Kind of difficult when you're trying to manage so many things. Trying to manage the animatronics, keep them at bay, trying to solve these puzzles around the room, searching for clues. It makes for some real mouse gripping moments. We're rushing to solve puzzles. Is Freddy too close? Is he at the window yet? Do we have to close the curtains? Is Balloon Boy slowly creeping up behind us? It's all pretty intense. Now, it never really occurs to me to check drawers in games, or in horror games, because I always forget. And in this one, it took me a little while to figure out that we can do that. So it took a bit of time to find the keys for the box. And when we do, we find inside a green piece that belongs to the puzzle on the wall. I knew I was missing something, that's why it didn't work. Finally, we can finish this puzzle. Oh, that was the missing key. We put it in and arrange it all into place, get in the code for something, but it's too late. 411. Ah! Ah! I didn't know he walked. That balloon bitch. Ah, come on! Ah! Again, so much to manage, but yet this is the easiest room, which it does a good job at easing you into the game, showing you how the game mechanics work and what to expect in this game. Each time you solve this puzzle, the code is different. We figure it out and we find a safe underneath this desk. We put the code in and it didn't work. Didn't work. Or I probably entered it wrong. If you enter it wrong, I don't think there's a way to reset it. So I think you might have to play the level again. I'm not too sure on that. Make sure you read the password correct and enter it in. There was a point in this level where I got to where my character started to go kind of insane and crazy for some reason, and he eventually died. Why isn't it working? I'm scared. Someone hold my diaper. The stomach? Damn it. I'm having a panic attack. I shit myself. I'm sure I missed something, and I'm not sure what happened. If you do know what happened, let me know in the comments. After many failed attempts, we finally get it. And inside is a hammer that we can use to pry the nails off the wooden boards that are closing the closet. And inside the closet is the door to the next room. Bonnie appears for one last scare as this door just takes its time opening for us, wanting to snack on our delicious booty. But we make it in, onto room 2. Room 1 is a great introductory, showing what you must do, little hints of what's to come, showing you the game mechanics. The management wasn't too hard once you get the rhythm of everything. As somebody who loves FNAF 4, this was an excellent level, and it honestly really felt like an escape room. Such a nice change from the other FNAF games, fan games, where you're just sitting behind a desk. But it doesn't end there because we're moving on to room 2. Room 2 takes inspiration from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is the worst one in the series. Located in a much bigger room, this one puts thick Chica's booty on display as she patrols the room. And another one in the vents, I believe that is Mangle, that pops down from time to time, and if you're not careful, well, he'll get ya. Shit. Oh shit! Oh shit! You must once again solve the puzzles and avoid the animatronics. And of course, escape the room. This one can get a little crazy because Chica, man, can she move for having such a big bosom? Luckily though, you can avoid her and Mangle, I believe, by using the lockers. But if you're not careful, you can get sandwiched between both buns. Box. Oh my god, there's so much happening. I don't know what's doing things. Damn it. You're lucky you're sexy, Chica. Scattered around the room are symbols that are numbered, which you use to open the door on the left side of the room. These are actually kind of hard to find because they're put in some pretty clever places. And so much pressure is put on you trying to avoid Chica and Mangle and that damn squeaky little cupcake. If you step on it, it squeaks and it alerts them to your position, and well, then you're kind of screwed. That little delicious bastard. We browse the halls looking for these little post-it notes when Chica and her sweet buns find us. Oh, that one's not open! Oh, she's on my bosoms. She's on my bosoms. Did she just punch me? And a right hook right to the face. Very unexpected with that right hook, and honestly, kind of rude. Out of all things, I was not expecting Chica to punch us in the face. I thought we had a special connection here, Chica. Guess that's out the window now. To my surprise, there are only a few lockers that open, so you gotta kind of remember which ones it is, or else it can kind of screw you over. It's also very easy to get cornered on this map, if you're not careful. We get the code and finally open the door. And of course, it takes its sweet ass time. The paranoia really hits you as you're waiting for this door to open. Chica is close by. You can hear Mangle in the vents. I just wanted to get out, but damn it, it's not an exit. I knew it wouldn't be that easy. Stage 2 of the level kicks in as another thing that we have to manage is added. We have to manage Freddy's music box. We have to make sure that it's kept wound up. If not, he'll burst out of his box, blocking the area that you just opened. And, well, you'll have to die and reset. Can you get back in your box? God damn. As well as trying to find these little gears around the room as well. Place on the wall and pull the lever so that you can open the door and go into the next room. The music box, Chica, Mangle, that little cupcake, finding post-it notes, finding gears. There's a lot to manage, and it just gets harder and harder. But in this one, it's not too bad because it's mostly just trying to avoid the animatronics as you kind of look for things. But you have to move fast, trying to find these gears, trying to get out. We found all the gears. Yes! Now we must wait for the door to power up, adding even more tension to an already bad situation. This is what this game does really well. It keeps you really engaged with the puzzles and the mechanics in the game, and really keeps you on your toes of what's to come next. That it's also not just a mindless jump scare game. It engages your mind. We wait in the locker till it's time, and we bolt for the door.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh, thank you. With some luck, we make it out of room 2 onto room 3. Room 2 didn't have that much to manage, just more things to avoid, like I said before, and to be aware of. Chica and Mangle patrolling, a little cupcake, Freddy's music box. I really love how each room so far is taking inspiration from the main games. First one's 4, this one's 2. Kind of get to relive the OG games in a different way. The puzzles so far haven't been too hard, and it's been pretty fun trying to solve them, but you can tell that they are slowly ramping up, becoming much harder. Now that room 2 is done, let's move on to room 3. For me, room 3 was one of the hardest rooms for me. Well, until room 6. Good God. Room 6. But you'll have to wait till later for that hellish nightmare. This room takes inspiration from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 with Springtrap. Good old Springtrap, I miss that silly sack of bones. Not. In this room there are a few things. A series of cameras you get to watch and make sure Springtrap and the other one, I forget the name of this one. Let me know in the comments its name. Don't run at you and get you. Levers on the door to close the doors, very much like Five Nights at Freddy's 3. We click start and we're off. Foxy's waiting outside, staring at us, so we stare right back. Yeah, don't do that. Foxy is an hallucination that kind of messes with your mind and scares you every time you look at him too long. As well, if you try and leave the room, he'll scare you. So you're confined to this kind of room, this area. So everything that you need to figure out is right in this room. Heading to the back, we find a control panel where we must enter a code. So somewhere in this room, there's a code that we need. And another code for this lockbox that's on the table that holds something inside it. Now, where the hell could these codes be? It's not a big room. They gotta be somewhere. Being distracted by the control panel at the back, we don't pay attention to Springtrap crawling through the vents towards us. I sure have missed your lovely face. With so much to manage and keep you busy, sometimes you'll forget that they're kind of trying to kill you here. We find a code on the side of the desk and run to enter it into the control panel, revealing a coin that we use to activate an arcade machine, a game within a game. It's very Inception. I like it. Now this is where game management becomes a big deal. Because not only do you have to play through this game, but you also have to keep an eye on the other animatronics so they don't crawl through the vent or they rush your door. It's a lot of playing the game and running back to check the monitors and coming back to play the game and running back to check the monitors and powering down the power as Springtrap is crawling through the vent. But once you get into the groove and the little dance in this game, it's still kind of difficult. But every time you die, you get better and better and you learn the mechanics better. Yeah, you learn from your past mistakes. A lot like life. In this arcade game, there are different tents and characters. Each character is needing something different from you. A fish, to a clock, to a few other items that will help you progress. But don't play too long. Help! Help! C4D is missing. Please help me find it. To be fair, I thought I couldn't be attacked while playing this game at first. That's my excuse. And I learned a very important lesson that day. Always take breaks from playing games, or you could die. There's one more thing in this room.
Notification. Reason for problem detected. 5 MB error. Initiating fire protocol.
There's a fire slowly spreading throughout the building. So you kind of have to be kind of quick with this. Through some trial and error, just a little smidgen. We make it to the final tent in the arcade where we meet a bunny thing, and things go from not too creepy to pretty extremely creepy. Help me. I've been here for too long. I don't even remember who I was. But I know I used to be like you. I know I was human once. This is not me. God damn, that's creepy. Right? It is creepy. This is not my face. I'm not part of this game. Let me out. After that terrifying seizure, there is a bunch of symbols and numbers on the arcade machine. What does it mean? At first I couldn't figure this out because I was in panic mode and I didn't want to die again and reset the whole level. But you know what, there's a code there. What's it for though? That's for the lockbox. It has the key. Okay, let's try this again. Code, coin, arcade game, weird bunny, and code again. We figure out that these codes are the number to the lockbox. So we go to the lockbox, enter it in, and it's not working. Nothing. Why? What are we missing? The fire slowly works its way towards us, and all hell breaks loose and we die in the fire.
The code didn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't work. I'm clapping back. This game is all about learning from your mistakes and progressing further each time, which I did enjoy. It does a good job of not holding your hand, but at the same time, it kind of gives you a little bit of direction at what you're supposed to be doing. So the code didn't work, but why? Well, through intense meditation, growing my IQ so large, and not the help from Twitch chat, we figure out that the red symbols on the bottom correlate to the numbers that you should enter from first to last. So we try again, entering the code in, and bam! It opens up, giving us a key. We grab the key, enter into the keyhole, turning it, setting off the fire and the explosion, and opening a vent leading into the next room. Finally, freedom. Ah! Run! Roll! Chop his head off! Damn Springtrap trying to get us one last time with one last scare. This goddamn game is pretty intense and I am loving it. Room 3 is a great reminder that Springtrap is probably the coolest animatronic. Pretty fun game mechanics as you must keep watch of the monitors, avoiding eye contact. Adding the arcade game in there was pretty cool, and playing that while trying to manage the doors. It was a really neat idea and wasn't just another straightforward FNAF experience, but it also made you think outside the box on what to do. With our escape, we move on to room 4. This one is all about sister location. In the middle of the room is Circus Baby, all dismantled, arms and legs gone. And we learn very quickly that there is a lot of things to manage here. My brain is still kind of hurting from the last room, so you know what? We just hit start and just jump right in. First off, we have to repair Baby. And in order to do that, we need the CPU. Now, where the hell's that CPU? What do I do? CPU input. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. That damn ballerina. Ugh. Once you hear that music, you have to make sure that you turn on the little Tesla coils to electrocute the bitch, while also keeping an eye on Funtime Foxy and shooting lasers at him and playing that recording for, I think it's Freddy. Now, that damn CPU, where could it be? Aha! CPU! Of course, I always forget to check the drawers. We plug it into the PC and we find that we can order new parts for Baby. With each part we attach, we have to fuse the parts, which start a mini game for each one. Each limb is different. The head, you have to remember numbers in order. Good thing I have an excellent memory. Usually for worthless information. Like this. Never anything practical, but you know what? It's okay. We get the head fused and then go and check Freddy and Foxy. To be honest with you, I'm just pressing buttons here. Pray that something works. I mean, after all, that's how I beat Sister Location, just by pressing buttons and hoping that things go well. And it worked for me then, so why wouldn't it work for me now? We get the left arm, and in order to fuse, we must connect these sensors from one side to the other. It's a bit of a brain teaser. With my hyper focus, I totally forget about Funtime Foxy as he breaks out and chases us. We think fast. We try and turn on the Tesla coils and jump through before it activates, but, well, we kill ourselves. It would have been an awesome move if it worked. This one's got a bit more management than the other ones. Watching Foxy and Freddy and the ballerina, fusing the parts together with the little mini games. But again, it doesn't feel too overwhelming once you kind of get the flow of things. And this room is probably the easiest one, I think. The legs have a different puzzle where you need to match the colors the same way as it's in the picture. It's not too bad, but it does flip the picture kind of, and you have to try and match it upright while it's upside down, which was kind of hard for me because my brain couldn't wrap around that for some reason. It gave me a bit of issues, but we got it anyways. We get all the limbs together with amazing game management, fending off Ballerina and the others, and beat Room 4. Room 4 to me was probably by far the easiest, or maybe I just got really lucky. But like I said, once you find the flow, things get a little bit more easy for you, and it becomes not too bad. I really like the puzzles in this one that you had to do. Well, you had to fuse Baby together, and adding Funtime Foxy and Freddy as part of the game as well, and Ballerina, it was pretty challenging, and it was pretty fun. We exit the room walking down a long hallway that leads into an elevator. We board the elevator, waiting to get out of here. Hit the button, but we hear something above us. Tiny little laughs, like little leprechauns. Nothing good comes from laughs like that, as the cables are cut and we fall down to our death. Well, not really. Pretty sure that wasn't part of the escape room experience. We wake up a little woozy, but luckily our head broke our fall. We find a vent system that we follow, kind of like a labyrinth, and behind a pane of glass is a broken down exoskeleton that comes alive and tries to break through the glass. Are you Vanessa? We would like to hire you. Dear Lord. Hello. Hi. It's tempered, bitch. I don't know what his deal is. All right, I just got here. But alas, the next room, room 5. Room 5 is a giant warehouse, and since we lost our flashlight, we get to use a new one that winds up, and it's very freaking loud. This warehouse is massive. It's silent except for the sound of flickering lights, and something in the distance that's making a big thud sound. Those are footsteps from an animatronic that is patrolling the area. I knew this wasn't gonna be easy. But don't worry, if it chases you, there are pallets around this area that you can throw down to stop it. Sometimes it works, and other times, not so well. I wasn't too sure what I was supposed to do in this one for the longest time, as we just kind of wandered around following the colored lines on the ground that leads to people's workbenches. We do find a crowbar, and maybe we can use that to like knock out the animatronic. After some mauling around, we find that it opens a drawer up with a key card inside, which unlocks a door with a generator behind it. I can't do, okay. We already turned the power generator on? This took me probably longer than it should have. The game just throws you in like, hey, figure it out. I'm sure you got this. Now the next step is to slowly, and I mean slowly, Work your way around this warehouse looking for computers where you must figure out which batteries to put in the slot. Red, green, and blue. And you have to match the colors with the right one. If you put the wrong battery in the wrong slot, well, it makes a terrible noise and attracts that damn animatronic. That's the first one. So that alerts him if you put in the wrong battery pack. Not sure what its name is because I didn't care to ask. We get the batteries all done and the door opens with ladders leading to the surface, which lead into the next area. Room 5 wasn't too much of an escape room. To be honest, it was a nice break from others. Slowing the game down, letting you breathe a little bit. Sure, you're being hunted by this animatronic in the warehouse, but it does slow it down and gives you a little bit of time just to kind of like breathe a bit. You still need to move silently. You gotta be careful of where you wind up your flashlight, or else if the animatronic hears you, it'll run at you. There was also this purple key that I kept finding on the ground. I couldn't figure out what it was for. If you do know what it's for, let me know in the comments, because I would love to know. So we climb the ladder and we enter into room 6. And let me tell you, this room was hell. If hell was made into a FNAF level, this would be it. Room 6 makes you use all of your brain juice. My brain hurts! Find ourselves in a back alley. This level is filled with all kinds of stuff. 2 vents on either side of where we came out of. A giant, creepy animatronic with symbols, which looks like it's for display. A few control panels, a room with another animatronic in it, and a lot more shit going on in this one than previous rooms. As tradition, we just jump right in and we try and figure it out, because that's the way I like. I like chaos. We hear a song playing, and there's a mini game like one of the main games. And we have to fill the fat, chubby cheek faces with pizza while trying to avoid the bears. Each stage that you progress, they get faster and more bears appear to try and block the pizza. As we're engulfed in this game, we hear something coming down the vents right next to us. Oh God. What the hell is that? Something is crawling down the vent towards us. Oh no, I hit the wrong thing. I don't know what to do. Ah! It's so hideous, I love it. So, lesson learned, make sure that you flash him all the way back into the vent until the vent closes. Okay, let's reset. Feed the children's fat faces, that is our main goal. Fat and happy? Who doesn't love a pizza? Oh God! And we were doing so well. That damn bucktooth rabbit or whatever ran at us. Where was the audio? What is this, Call of Duty? The dude who is sitting in the chair moves very slowly. It'll start with its head down and slowly work its way up. And once it's all the way up, he'll run at you. So you gotta keep your eye on him while playing this game, while checking the vents as well. All right, let's do it again. The fat kids will be fed these pizza and they will be happy. Again, we get a little engrossed in this game, trying to beat it before something else happens, and something else does happen. No, it was too late! I did it! No! Another animatronic slowly fades out of the darkness, hops the fence, and kills us. So not only do we have to play this game, but we have to keep track of the vent monster, the other one in the room, and this one kind of lurking out of the shadows. All previous levels are a cakewalk compared to this one. It's like those levels were kind of training us for the final level. With the knowledge that we have, we become a FNAF management machine. Feeding these fat little turds their pizza, flashing the damn vent monster, keeping Bucktooth contained, and keeping that freaky bitch away with her music. And we beat the game. I did it! Well, now what? We find a box with 3 heads on it that can rotate, and around the areas are posters of the heads and numbers telling you which order it goes in. This one, not so bad. We solve it and out pops a key. Now this part can get pretty scary as you're looking for these posters and as you venture into that room with that Bucktooth bunny or whatever it is, because you got to keep your eye on him, make sure that his head's not all the way up. But just because it's up doesn't mean he's gonna run at you. So you gotta be wary of him. We find a door in the room where the key fits and run back out before Bucktooth can run at us. But something horrifying happens. Ah! Ah! What the fuck is that? I didn't even know that thing could move. I thought it was just a display piece. I ruined a good pair of underwear. I need to get them steam cleaned now. So apparently this level also has a time limit. If you look into that demon's eyes, you will see a time limit counting down, where you only have about, I think, 11 or 12 minutes to complete this whole level. Like, this shit wasn't already hard enough, now you're adding a time limit? So many things to manage and solve, while also trying to beat the clock. It's a game where you learn from your mistakes, like I said. So now we know, and we'll move a little bit quicker. That room we opened before we got symboled to death has a few things, like a projector with a piece of paper on it, and a lever where you pull it and out pops a coin. Where does the coin go? We're not too sure, because this game doesn't really tell you anything. So we kind of have to like venture around and try and figure out what this coin belongs to. And we do. This coin goes into a Freddy, which opens up his mouth that is holding more pieces of paper. Before we can even think though, we have to fend off those damn animatronics once again, then solve yet another puzzle with these papers. Using the projector, it's acting a little funky, I'm not too sure why. We have to match them up, like puzzle pieces. Once you do, you complete it, right? Well, nothing happened at first. How's that not done? How is that not done? Okay. I'm a little slow. I didn't realize that once you complete this puzzle, you have to turn around and pull the lever. And the little doll on the desk will judge your work. If it's good, thumbs up. If it's bad, well, thumbs down. We do it and a door opens, showing that we find wire cutters that we can then snip off the gate, finally make it out of this hellhole. Oh, we made it, thank frick. Room 6 is a lot like Night 6 in most of these games. Difficult and a lot of things to manage. And adding a timer to this definitely ratchets up that tension and panic inside you. It was pretty clever with how you had to fend off these animatronics. The cool little pizza game as well. The hidden coin that you had to put in the Freddy that opens the mouth and you get the papers. It was a brain teaser for sure, and definitely the hardest level. So we make it out and we find ourselves in another room where, well, we are jumped by some bunny thing. Something funky is going on here. I just can't put my finger on it, you know? Oh! Wow. Okay. And we are taken to a very creepy ass animatronic in some tube, almost like the Terminator. Honestly, this whole sequence is pretty terrifying. Oh God. He's angry at this bunny, I think. No, keep him in there. No, it's fine. Why would you let him out? This is upsetting. This is terrifying. After he gives us a big old sloppy kiss, we find ourselves at the end of the escape room. We exit out and into a party room. Some very creepy music is playing from this music box, showing us the tragedy that had befallen one of these kids as he's shoved inside an animatronic's mouth and his head is crushed to death. Oh my God, they do stuff him in. This is way beyond bullying. This is murder. Giving us a glimpse of the accident. This is such a lovely escape room. It's so visceral, don't you think? We ultimately end up in a room alone with an odd-looking doll and are hit with this. Oh, that's not good. That's not cool. Did we become an animatronic? Are we no longer human? The Glitch Attraction was such a fun and unique experience. I've played so many Five Nights at Freddy's games and fan games that a lot of them just kind of feel so similar with just different skins. But playing this game felt like a whole new experience and yet still familiar. I really liked, well, I should say, I really loved how they used the main games and some of the mechanics in it as the escape rooms, but changed it enough to make its own thing. Each room got harder and harder and really made you use your brain, and it didn't rely too heavily on just jump scares. The story was pretty well told and not too cryptic to where I could still follow it. I never thought that a FNAF inspired escape room would work so well. In my opinion, the Glitch Attraction elevates the FNAF series to a whole new level and is probably the best Five Nights at Freddy's game, and it's fan made and it's free. There is a lot of passion behind this game and you can definitely tell. It's oozing with passion. What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think the Glitch Attraction is the best FNAF game? Or are there better ones? Well, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos, deep diving into other obscure horror games that maybe you didn't know about. If you want to see more FNAF videos like this, let me know. Leave a like, hit that subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next spooky video.